בוקר טוב, ברוך השם, אנחנו נמצאים עוד פעם
באופן חריג
ביום שישי.
יום שישי בבית מדרש של צבי זה דבר חריגי.
לא, אבל שתדעו שצריכים מאיר את האוטו שלו, הוא ככה היה על כמה בעיות שנתקע בדרך וכל מיני דברים, אז הרפואה שלמה לאוטו של רב זה האוטו בן, בדיוק, בן אוטו, automatically. היום זה 26, today is the 26th day of the Omer, שהם 6 יום, שהם 3 שבועות ו5 ימים בעומר. Okay, it's Erev Shabbos Kodesh, Achri Mos Kedoshim, Yud Aleph Iyar.
Good Shabbos.
Shabbos.
Good Shabbos.
And
Shabbos, good Shabbos.
Shabbos. Shabbos. Anyway, we אמרתי שהיום זה היורצייט של הרב נפתלי צבי מרופשיץ. The Rupchitz, יצחק בן יחיאל מיכל Jungrib, Hamagid Mijloshev.
You're doing well today.
And then Aaron ben Yaakov, אנחנו נדבר עליו. השכן שלי, שלא ידעתי, שהוא מדרום אפריקה, שהזמנו אותו עם כמה שכנים שלו לערב שבת, שהוא נמצא קומה למעלה, שזה אביו. ומי זה? אהרון בן יעקב פויפר, שנולד ב-1949 ונפטר ב-1993.
Pfeiffer is a famous Pfeiffer from South Africa.
That's what we're talking about.
Really?
How do you know him? He's נולד בבני ברק, למד בישיבת קטנה קלטרה, ואחר כך ישיבת הנגב,
Isn't he the Mechaber of the Likutei Torah?
I think so.
Chumash? But that's
No.
I know the name from somewhere.
Pfeiffer is there's a Pfeiffer, we know all different Pfeffer, we know all different.
Pfeffer. I know Pfeffer.
Yeah, so do I.
But he's from England.
I know from Far Rockaway, was our assemblywoman. Anyway.
That's far away.
Far Rockaway.
Pfeffer away.
He learned in Yeshivas Negev, Benetivos, Eitzel Dodo. His Dodo was יששכר מאיר, ואחר כך בישיבת חברון בירושלים, ואחר כך בישיבת לייקווד. הוא ניסה לרחל מבייס פרומה, והתגורר בבני ברק. התקרב לרב שמואל רבזובסקי, הוסמך על ידי ראש ישיבת חדרה, צבי קשליבסקי.
I think he knew how to learn.
עבר ללונדון, היה ראש ישיבה עץ חיים. ב-1980 עבר לג'והנסבורג. יסד קהילת מרשה. הוא חיבר קיצר שולחן ערוך בבשר וחלב ונידה, וגם אור אהרון. בנו מנחם שכן שלי, והנשמה שלו שיהיה לו עלייה. אנחנו צריכים להגיד את התהילים של היום.
He went up with a lot of chavilot.
Yeah, well, she was.
What is he? Oh.
Here we go. פרק מ"ח. Use your moach.
Who is this? You never tell us who this is.
Can you tell us your name? יפה נוף. הר ציון, that's where we talk. קריאת מלך רב, אלוקים נודע למשכב, כי הנה המלאכים נועדו יחדיו, המה ראו, כן תמהו, יבהלו נחפזו. חזם חיילדה, ברוח חדים תשבר אוניות תרשיש, כאשר שמענו כן ראינו, בעיר אדוני צבאות, בעיר אלוהינו, אלוהים יכוננה Al Olam Sela. Ininu Elohim. B'kerev Heichalecha. Keshimcha. Elohim. Kain Tehillah Akitzvei Aretz. Tzedek Malay Minecha. Yismach Har Sion. Todelna Benot Leman Mishpatecha. Sobu Sion V'Hikifu. Sifru Migdaleha. Shisu Etchem Lechela. Pasku Armenoseha. Leman Teshapru Ledor Acharon. Ki Zeh Elohim Eloheinu Elam Ve'ed Hu Yenagenu Almus Acheinu Beis Yisrael Acheinu Kol Beis Yisrael Haneshlunim B'Tzara B'Tzara U'Vashivya Omdim B'Mayamu V'Bayabasha Hamokov Yerachem Aleim Yotziei Mitzara Lerevacha U'Mefil Liora U'Mishiba Legeola Hashta Bagola U'Vizman Karim Nomar Amen. I heard someone talk about a hashtag. Mizmar Shir Chanukas L'nei Korach. The Kinder von Korach sagt dem Lead gesagt. Lead is a song. Gadol Hashem, the Eibishter is grace. Mahula Ma'od, und is sehr gelobt. Gelobt is not loved, it's praised. Be'ir Elokeinu, in die Stadt von unserer Gott. Har Kadsho, sein heiliger Berg. Wenn Hashem Yisborach wird aufbauen, sein Stadt, wird sein, wird Grace ungeläubt. So, sehr Perush. Bei Yiddish. Okay, so you asked me from my book.
Yeah.
I'm progressing, by the way, but I'm convinced I'm perhaps learned 100 new words, of which I remember two.
Which two?
So these are two words that I'm going to forget very soon.
I thought you were going to say you don't remember them.
How do you say purple?
Purple.
Yeah, lila. Lamed Yud, Lamed Aleph. Lila. Okay. Purple. Hmm? And how do you say parsley? Petrushka. Okay. So
not to be confused. How do you say petrozilia?
That's a parsley instead of parsley. Okay. So we with Hananya and with yesterday I was not able to do my Yiddish part. I'm progressing. Mirz Hashem, I'm gonna be able to give you the book soon. But again, he does it by categories, like go to town, go to doctors, go to shul, and all the words related to that.
What is Weitogen?
Something having to do far away, distant.
Weitogen. The Weitogen sind zu stark.
In the far future.
No.
In the future, Weitogen.
No.
No?
Weitogen. Pains.
Oh, Veit. Veit, I think it's more pronounced.
Weitogen.
Veitog. It's like
Vov Yud is Vei.
Yeah, I understand that.
Weitogen, you're right.
That
Weitogen.
Vita is like in the future, but Veit is like it's painful. Weitogen is what?
Pains.
That's the Weitogen.
The Weitogen is given stark.
Eret in dem Buch was Chov and Blech. Eret was is be'atid, different conjugations. S and N, S, Samech, it's not Pashut, like you said, not so Pashut, to know Yiddish grammar.
I save the screens words that are hard, and then
can't find them. You can't.
I can't find
them. They have a way to group them.
Oh, here's the one that's so strong.
There is
that was a simple one.
I hear the drum roll. Ba-bum. Okay. While you're looking, I'm going to talk about Tolit Tzvi. Keep looking. Ben Menachem Mendel Rubin, was the rabbi from Linsk, which is in Poland. Nikra al-Shem Avi Imo Reb Yitzchak Itzela Horowitz, me Hamburg. Nolad Belinsk.
Hamburg?
Right, and that's what we were on your head. Beyond Ptiras HaBesht. He was born when the Besht, where Baal Shem Tov died. As they said, Reb Chaim Zad said, Uba Hashemesh v'Zorach Hashemesh. Derech Hagav, read that Kol HaYeladim Shayel Yipalulu B'Fanenu, Itadem Ephraim. Vishnitz. It was beautiful to see those. Baruch Hashem. V'B'Shvuas, Nolad B'Shvuas, ב-1760 ונפטר בלנסות ביום י"א אייר, שזה היום, ב-1827. למד מדודו רב משולם ציסמניץ. רב נפתלי צבי, again we're talking about רב נפתלי צבי מרופשיץ, היה ממשפחת מתנגדים, הצטרף לחסידוס והסתופף בצילום של 3 אבות. החוזה מלובלין, המגד מקושניץ, רב מנחם מנדל רמינוב. עם פטירת רבוסוב, קבע מושבה ברופשיץ, ואלפי חסידים נהרו אליו, הצטיין בניגוניו, הנועים, מלא דבקוס והסלהבוס. רב נפתלי היה בן 23 שנים, מבוגר מהבני יששכר. He was 23 years older than the בני יששכר, אבל היו ביניהם יחסים מיוחדים. נסעו ביחד אל החוזה ולמגד מקושניץ ורב מנחם מנדל מרימנוב. הייתה תקופה של קפידה ביניהם, כשרב נפתלי צבי חילק על דעותיו של רב שלמה לייב מלונצ'ב, תלמידו של יהודי הקדוש, אבל הבני יששכר העריצו מאוד. גם הקפיד רב נפתלי צבי על בני יששכר, על שהחל להיות אדמו"ר בהיותו רק בן 33 שנה. סיבת הפקידה הייתה כי רב נפתלי צבי ידע שנגזר מן השמיים על רב צבי אלימלך, הבני יששכר, לחיים מספר מסוים של שנים.
Okay, I found the word. Reinrechendik. Reinrechendik.
Reinrechendik.
One word. Reinrechendik.
To correct, autocorrect. Autocorrect.
Including.
Oh, rein. That's wow.
That's a good word. And it's like a Reinrechendik. Rechendik is like
it's accounting, right? To take into account.
And Rein is inside, so
to take into account everything, to include.
So it's include.
A Reinrechendik.
A Reinrechendik.
That's a good way to remember words, is to remember the makor.
Right, and then here the statement is $900 Reinrechendik steigen.
$900, including
steigen. Steigen. Shin tet yud ayin resh nun. Steigen.
Sterling.
Taxes.
Oh, taxes. Steigen. Wow.
Steigen, the taxes.
You know, it's very interesting. If you say you don't want to make someone feel bad, nicht steren. You know, steren means to cause sorrows.
To bother, no?
To bother. Steren. So steren. Taxes. It's
a
very
whole
simple.
Different word.
No, almisen. Mas is something, a burden.
Oh, I see.
It could be. Steren. Could be.
Ken
sein. Is that a word? Enzyme? Is it an enzyme or is it kenzyme?
Emzyme.
Kenzyme. Okay. אני רוצה לאחל לך a good Shabbos and Chaim Tovim.
Are you davening this Shabbos? G4?
We're going to have Kiddush in G4, but we're going to daven in Shapiro. And
you daven and then you go over just for the Kiddush?
It's not just.
And they let you in?
It's just the opposite. The guys, the G4 Chevra daven Nates in KBM, and then we all go together. That's the Kiddush for KBM. The Nates Kiddush for KBM
G4,
is
doesn't
G4.
have a minion of their own?
Not for Nates. And they have a meeting Friday night. That's the competition for Shapiro, and I go to the Shapiro meeting.
Why?
Because Rov Am Hadras Melech and Nigunim, but they're also in G4. I don't want to take away from them. They're very stark chevra, very stark. I invite the chevra, everybody to come. Ani rotze gam kein hagid da'avoni.
Do you have the authority to invite everybody to come to the
Yes, I do.
G4, you do?
Yeah, because we sponsor every so often. I sponsor Bli Neder. You could come for Shavuos. I sponsor the Milchig Kiddush, co-sponsor it for my grandmother's yard site.
Invite me to the one with has the thick steaks.
Yes, that's okay. You're right. You remember my Rebbitzin knows that story, and I keep saying it over and over again. How I said Birchas Hamazon, and all of a sudden they brought in front of me all the well done extra about 25 pieces of real steak. I already said Birchas Hamazon. Now I could have easily,
What did you eat? Just a little hot dog or hamburger?
No. Ani atchil עוד פעם, התחלתי in chicken wings, and then I went to a thick hamburger, real juicy American style hamburger, and then I went to a spicy hot dog, spicy, but which I'm not really into. And then, for those people who stuck around, this is with Shaila Kreslo's his Suda. Here we go. So they finally brought out the steak. And in the beginning, because you really have a taiva for the steak, I don't like things rare.
The smell.
No, it's besides the smell, the barbecue smell. It's not just one. But it's not that. It was it was rare. And then it got a little better, medium. And then, I figured, Baruch Hashem, I had it. I benched, and they brought out the well done. And you could see, I love well done. And
what were you concerned about it, Baruch Hashem? That's real.
I was just saying,
Achilas
Gasa, because I would not have one. There's no way that I would have only one of those.
One of what?
On the tray, they had 25 pieces. Just came out of the barbecue.
They were small pieces?
No, they were big pieces.
So why would you why couldn't you suffice with one?
Because that's the way I am. It's when it especially comes to certain foods that, there's no end and there's no beginning. No, it's a mistake to think that you could, certain things. Yes, anyway. You got me right now. I don't eat during the day every day. That's my.
I gave you an appetite now.
No, I'm saying I feel Shabbos coming in, even though I'm not going to have steak.
Okay.
Okay. Anyway, culinary.
I asked you? Do you know Dovi Tights? Have you met him yet?
We have a Tights in this building.
No. He lives in Bayit Vagan, and he walks
to the Kaisel on Shabbos.
No. He walks to one of your minions, maybe Shapira's minion.
Oh.
He's tickled pink because he finally found American chevra. He didn't have that in Bayit Vagan. He's living there for many years.
Do you know him?
Yeah. He's a neighbor of mine.
Tell him to, if he goes to Shapiro's minion, tell him to go, and I daven at the early, today we're making early Shabbos. You have to minyanim.
I don't know what it is.
Anyway, he most probably comes Shabbos morning for the 8:15 minyan.
Probably.
Yeah, we're Nate's already. You daven Nate's also on Shabbos? No, Shabbos, okay. Okay, I used to walk. I get up 1:30 in the morning and walk to the Kaisel. I used to. It's a shame for the yard sites. I go back. Okay.
On that note.
Hey,
1 second.
Of course,
You're leaving your.
I know.
Umbilical cord here.
My umbilical cord. That's a good. I like the fact that I just don't leave it behind. That's a good reminder.
Right.
Okay. But I don't think I left the umbrella. Right? No umbrella today. Wie sagt man an umbrella? Wie sagt man umbrella in Yiddish? Ich hoffe vergessen. See how we got a chazer.
Yeah,
it's got to rain again for us to know. A good Shabbos. Okay. Enough put. That's chatter. Okay. And מעניין שקוראים WhatsApp. כל מקום, chatting. pit. Okay. רפואה שלמה. אני לא יודע, לא אמרתי את החולים שלנו ואת המשבח, אבל אני אתחיל מה שאני יודע בעל פה. Yes. Shin Yud Shirin is an umbrella. You see that? Okay, now I'm covered. Shirin. Okay. Yes, Chaim Yisrael ben Freda Hadassah, Refuah Shlema, ודוד בן שושנה. ועכשיו, אני יודע, אנחנו נגיד את הרשימה. סליחה שלא אמרתי את זה בתחילת השיעור. אוקיי. את אריה לייב בן חייטובה, יאיר ניסים בן עופרה, מיכאל בן נעמי סורה, פסח יוסף בן הינדה, אהרון צבי בן נחמה, בנימין בן דניאל מרגליס, חיים דניאל בן הודיה, ישראל בן ענבל אסתר, אשירה רוס בת רבקה, ברק בן תמר, פנחס דניאל בן שרה, יאיר בן רחל לאה, משה בן פרידה לאה, זיווג, שלום בן בלה, ארן שלום בן רחל, יעקב בן רוס, ישראל ניסים בן רחל. כולם שהקדוש ברוך הוא יברך אותם. ואנחנו צריכים עוד להגיד את פרשת השבוע, אז אנחנו נתקדם. היינו באמצע המעשה עם הבני יששכר. גם הקפיד רב נפתלי צבי על בני יששכר, אשר החל להיות אדמו"ר בהיותו רק, למה? הוא אמר שאם הוא יתחיל, היה נגזר שהוא רק יחיה לפי כמה שנים שיהיה אדמו"ר. אז הוא רצה שהוא ידחה את זה כדי שיהיה לו חיים ארוכים. ואם היה מתחיל מאוחר יותר, היינו רק אחרי פטירת רב נפתלי צבי, היה מאריך ימים עוד י"ב שנים. אולם היחסים הטובים חזרו לתיקונם. רב צבי אלימלך אף מביא דברי תורה בשמו בלשון שמעתי מעש הרב החסיד המפורסם הבייס דין רבשיץ, ראשי תיבוס, ברייסיס ברא אדם תאנה שבחרה יבניינה ביקורים ודברי פי חכם הם. על מצבתו של רב נפתלי צבי רשום בלבושיו היה לבוש בשמחה, לבוש הניגונים, לבוש הריקודים ולבוש הבדיחה. היה מפורסם כפיקח מאוד, עשרות בדיחות והלצות נמסרו בשמו. כל דבר היה ברמזים. רק המצוינים שבתלמידיו הבינו את עומקם. מתלמידיו, רב חיים מצאנז, רב שמואל קמיצה, רב אלימלך מרדינסק, רב שמואל מדורבו. בניו היו רב אברהם חיים רבה של לינסק, רב יעקב הבייס דין קולבסוב, רב אליעזר מיאסי של שלס ג'וקוב. מחיבוריו זה זרע קודש ואיילה שלוחה עלי נפתלי. אוקיי, הוא אומר על קידוש על יש פחות מרביעס. רב חיים צאנז פוסק שאין צורך שיעור לקידוש על יש, יין שרף ביום, כי כך שמע רב נפתלי מרבשיץ, וכן מספר המרשם שרב נפתלי מרבשיץ קידש על צלוחס קטנה של יש, הגם שהיה לפניו יין על השולחן. You make a kiddush on a shot glass, according to the Rab Naftali Rubshitz. היום זה גם כן היורצייט של יצחק בן יחיאל מיכל יונגרלייב, המגיד מזלוטשוב, מרג'יל. נולד ב-1751 ונפטר ב-1835. נולד באוקראין. כשנפטר אביו ב-1786, החל לכהן כאדמו"ר ברדוויל. הוא חיבר אור יצחק ובניו, זה דן מרדוויל, האדמו"ר השני. אמרתי, כן. אז על פרשת השבוע, שמואל גרינוולד, שהמליץ לנו להגיד מהחפץ חיים, פרשת השבוע, לא סיכום ולא סיתור את בני עמך. אין לו לאדם הסריים חברו אשר לא עשה עמו טובה. Should not be upset with someone if he doesn't do something good for you. Oh, lo, hilva lo mos gadomai. If you asked him for a loan and he didn't give you a loan. Ki mistama lo niksav me'es Hashem yisbarach hatova zu etzlo. Most probably means that, at least from Rosh Hashanah, when your financial decree was declared or was executed, that it did not include getting a loan. V'yum barashi zeb or Rabbeinu zal v'yuma chav gimel al inyan akima natira, not take a revenge. The goin echad hayamam shil azeh mashal. The echad shetzorech leish sheshmo Ruvain. You can be compared to someone who is looking for Ruvain. V'shol anashim efo uchalim sod Ruvain. He goes into a crowd and asks, "Where's Ruvain?" V'anolo shebamakom ploni nimsa kibbutz anashim. And he was told that he's in this crowd. Ulai yeshno b'nehem. Maybe he'll be amongst them. V'yelech l'sham lidrosh alav lo nimsham Ruvain. So he went there, Ruvain. Em yala adasel Yisrael al kolechan me'anesav v'sham lama shmo Shimon Levi lo Ruvain. Would he think that he could go over to someone who's not Ruvain and say, "Why isn't your name Ruvain? Why are you Shimon?" If he can't find him in that crowd, he should go to another place. Levakesh says Ruvain amiti, to find the real Ruvain. Kain hadover hazeh lama lo Yisrael al ish she'eino rotze lamalos b'koshoso. Why should you be upset with someone who doesn't want to give you a loan? Because he's not the Ruvain. He's not. Hashem did not designate him as the one who's going to give you the loan. If he's going to get the loan, he has to go to the one that Hashem already predetermined. Person should always take that into his mind. Libo so that his heart will be complete. Will not have jealousy, will not be angry, will not seek revenge or get even. Okay. Let's continue with the Perek Tet Zayin. Actually, we're going to Misayim today, Yud Aleph ER. We're going to be Misayim Perek Tet Zayin. Or A Od Ki B'chol Makom Matzinu Shetzorich Lechush Lechlod Abrios V'lo Legalot Klonam. And when it comes to Lashon Hara, it's so important to be careful of the dignity and honor of Hashem's creations and not to reveal any of their shame. V'ilu b'adam zeh lo chash klal l'chvodo. And we see when a person says Lashon Hara, he doesn't care about that person's kavod. V'adrabah, it's the opposite. Rosh, he's parasem kolon ha'is bazeh. And he sees that if he publicizes this person's shame, hakol kadesh yikona yischaper lo kinei milfanim kishechad hayatzorich lavi nesachim lekabanos husrech leich lumosov lemuna al chasamos v'gilot eze korban tzorich nechasim. So we have to see that the only way to get kapara, when you had to bring karbanos, you had to go, in order to pay for the korban, you had to go to the treasurer, and the one who has stamps will give you a stamp to you bring down to the place where you could get the nesachim, and you could say, and you'd have to tell the person which nesachim, libations, that you'll need. It depends on the korban, how many libations you should have. And he would give him the seal. And that seal, he would go to the one in charge of the libations, and would give him what he needs. Egel, Zachar, Gedi, Chote. And had 4 different designations, and one of them was sinner. Haina Mitzora, Kadesh Yeda, Kaman Nesachim Sarich Likach, Haride Al Mitzora, Lo Chashu Klal Lichvodo. Just like the person who says Lashon Hara didn't care about someone else's honor, so when it comes for atonement, he has to be embarrassed. Because Al Chatomo Chote. And it says on the seal that he sinned, and we know it's Lashon Hara. Mizal Yonodalo, Kaman Nesachim Sarich Lichvodo. Or Eod. And further, from how the way he gets purified is, we could see how severe was his sin. Whatever was left over from the shemen, he would put on forehead of the person who said Lashon Hara. Came b'shumach, and we don't see that in any other korban. Sha'ora b'vadai Kabbalas Lashon Hara Gamkein, because with your head you listened and accepted the Lashon Hara. The Isur Kabbalas Lashon Hara Mipnei Shema Mibdata LeLashon Hara B'Achlata. The prohibition of accepting Lashon Hara by listening to it is because by listening to that defamation, you automatically accept it as the truth. She'ora b'zeh alav, and that is a transgression of the prohibition, which in Shmos Chav Gimel Aleph, the lo sisa shema shov, that you should not accept these vain tales. As we in this year spent plenty of time in the Sefer Chavetz Chaim b'Shem HaRishonim. We know that this person is full in his mind, knows all the defects of many people, and therefore to cleanse him, to purge him of all those negative thoughts about other people, you put the leftover shemen on his head, to be a sign for him, to anoint him, that he make him shemin. I'm coming up with it right now in this year, shemin, that it will prevent him from having those evil thoughts. V'yadin hakol l'chavschus, and a person should always judge everyone favorably. And with that, I wish everyone Shabbat Shalom U'Mavorach.